Let's talk about Nick Sandman's Lincoln Memorial Lottery ticket, courtesy of the Washington compost pile. Before we get started, big thanks to BioTrust Ageless Body for sponsoring this video. Turmeric and other kick-ass superfoods are on the rise while people scramble to support their immune systems. Turmeric sales are up 68%, but the turmeric people are buying has a poor absorption rate. That's why you want Ageless Body. It's a breakthrough turmeric extract called curcumin that has been shown to be 46 times more bioavailable than the most popular turmeric powder people are out there buying. And that's because of Ageless Body's Ultrasol nutrient delivery system, which has been shown to significantly increase absorption in the body and keep turmeric levels elevated for longer. And there's an added benefit, because Ageless Body also comes packed with 3 additional superfoods. Ashwagandha, which has been used for centuries to reduce stress, coenzyme Q10, which supercharges your immunity, and glutathione, which helps boost your body's natural defenses against viruses and infection. Grab a bottle of Ageless Body today and get free shipping and a free e-report on the top 10 best ways to look and feel younger. And for every order of Ageless Body, the company will donate a nutritious meal to a hungry child. The link for your bottle is in the description. Today we're going to talk about the price of gold. It's near an all-time high. We're going to talk about Nick Sandman. Defamed Nick Sandman wins a massive lawsuit, and then WAPO settles out of court with him. We got cardboard cutouts at baseball games. We have some Trump and congressional craziness, immune passports, and more. I want to make a correction on something I said yesterday in yesterday's live stream. I played this video right here. I'll just go ahead and play it again. And implied that if water vapor can go through a mask, then a virus can go through a mask. Watch the water vapor come out of this guy's mask. Just all over the place. Crazy. Crazy business. Let me give you a visualization of how small a water molecule is. Remember, water molecule is H2O. 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom connected to each other makes up a water molecule. Check this out. They say that a water molecule is 0.27 picometers. And if you don't know how small a picometer is, because I didn't, and if you're not in that field, you know, there's a lot of ignorance going around if that's not your specialty. But 1 nanometer equals 1,000 picometers. Here's a red blood cell. Here's a coronavirus. But even better is this video right here. Check this out. Water molecule, 275 picometers. 275 picometers, which is 0.275 nanometers. I think I said it wrong a second ago, but 0.275 nanometers equals 275 picometers. Check this out. There's a carbon atom. That's how much smaller a water, it's just a tad smaller than a carbon atom. Let me fast forward here to a rhinovirus. There's a ribosome. Here's a rhinovirus, which is 30 nanometers, and a hepatitis virus, which is 45 nanometers. So a rhinovirus at 30 nanometers is 109 times larger than a water molecule. And a hepatitis virus, if this is true, guys, if viruses aren't exosomes and all that kind of stuff, okay, let's say it's true. Let's say you can get an electron microscope and actually see a virus, which James Hildreth, the famous virologist, says is really an exosome in every sense of the word. Let's say it is 45 nanometers. 45 nanometers is 163 times bigger than a water molecule. So of course, and I'm not making any claims about whether a virus can go through a mask or not go through a mask. I'm just saying it's literally apples and oranges. You got a water vapor, and apparently people are telling me this is water vapor. These are water molecules. Water vapor, water molecules are way, way, way smaller than viruses. It is literally apples and oranges. And just to give you an idea, people are saying, even though I don't know how they can say this because it hasn't been isolated, purified, visualized, or verified, they're saying SARS-CoV-2, which they call COVID, is 50 nanometers. And if that's the case, then a CV19 virus is 181 times bigger than a water molecule. Just to give you some idea of scope there. There's what's this right here? A coated vesicle at 90 nanometers. We're still talking about at 30 nanometers, 45 and 90 nanometers. You're still talking about something very, very small. But when you get down to picometers, like H2O is 0.275 nanometers or 275 picometers. You're talking about incredibly small. An H2O molecule is 109 times smaller than a rhino, one of the smallest viruses we know of, and they're calling that a rhinovirus. So anyway, that's if the viruses are true, of course. Now I wanted to just a little bit of comic relief before we get started. Brain cells that are left. That doesn't count how small the brain cells of a leftist or a rightist is. Hazmat suits for all. Check this nonsense out. I don't know if this guy is serious or if he's just doing some comedy for the camera, but I've seen people like this, not to this extent, but kind of like this. Watch this guy.
He don't work here. I don't know why he holding his hand up. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know what he think he's doing.
He's waiting for his food, making sure he's social distancing. Watch when his order's ready. Oh God, my order's ready. How am I going to do this? I need to stay 6 feet. Oh God. Watch this. He's got to be putting it on, man. Come on. Seriously? That's just... If that guy's being serious, that's a bunch of nonsense. Gold is at nearly an all-time high. It hit 1,900 today, 1,906 to be exact, $1,906.58, and it has reached the 1900s before. We're going to look right here. Check this out. So we got in August 2011, it reached a high of $1,912.27. And in the week of September, this is a monthly chart, by the way. In the month of September 2011, it hit 1921.07. So we are right at gold's all-time recorded high. And this just tells you how weak the dollar is going to get. When you keep pumping liquidity into the market and you launch QE infinity, you can expect nothing less than hyperinflation. When the dollar, the value of the dollar drops, you're talking about some serious hyperinflation that's about to take. It's almost like there's a tensioner spring and they're setting that spring and it's just about to pop, man. When that thing pops, all bets are off. And we know this isn't about the CV19 virus. We know this is about the planned, organized, partial shutdown of the U.S. economy in the second quarter, like James Bullard said from the St. Louis Federal Reserve. All right, so just today, this came out 2 hours ago, according to this right here. Washington Post settles defamation suit with Covington student Nick Sandmann. I don't know if you guys remember this guy. I don't know how unless you were living under a rock, you'll definitely remember this guy. Let me get this in frame for you. Read a little bit of this. Nick Sandmann, the student from Covington Catholic High School who went viral after wearing a Make America Great Again hat, tweeted today that he and the Washington Post settled the defamation suit that he filed early 2019. Nick Sandmann tweets out, I filed $250 million defamation lawsuit against the Washington Post. That's back on February 19th, 2019. Today I turned 18 and WAPO settled my lawsuit thanks to the lawyers who worked on the case for their advocacy. Thanks to my family and millions of you who have stood your ground by supporting me, I still have more to do. It's an undisclosed amount, but the $250 million defamation lawsuit's already been settled against the Washington Post. There was a $250 million lawsuit that was settled against the Communist News Network, CNN. Remember Reza Aslan from CNN, the guy who supposedly ate brains on the CNN cameras? Yeah, they're going to... I don't even, that's off the charts crazy to me. Reza Aslan posted a picture of Nick Sandmann's face and said, have you ever seen a more punchable face? What's the implication? Hey, we need to do violence to this kid because he's a racist. Lo and behold, it wasn't Nick Sandmann being a racist. It was the Hebrew Israelites, the Hebrew Israelite cult. The Washington Post spokesperson told Fox News, "We are pleased that we have been able to reach a mutually agreeable resolution of the remaining claims in this lawsuit." Sandmann, who also settled with CNN earlier this year, had a veiled message for Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. Check this out. "We have settled with WAPO and CNN. The fight isn't over. 2 down, 6 to go. Don't hold your breath, Jack." It's almost like, yeah, we're coming for you too. Says Sandmann and his classmates were in Washington, D.C. Just as a quick recap, on a school trip. The video went viral of Sandmann standing in the face of, actually it wasn't, this is what Vox is saying here. Remember, Vox is MSNBC or NBC Universal. They were bought out by NBC Universal to the tune of $200 million back in 2017 or 2018. So Vox says Sandmann and his classmates were in Washington, D.C. on a school trip. Video went viral of Sandmann standing in the face of Native American activist Nathan Phillips. That's not even true. Nick Sandmann is standing there on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and Nathan Phillips walks up to Nick Sandmann. Nick Sandmann doesn't even move. You can watch the whole video from different angles. It's Nathan Phillips who comes up to him. So even today, Vox is reporting on this wrongly. They're putting out false, fake information. Video went viral, Sandmann standing in the face of Native American. It was Nathan Phillips standing in the face of Nick Sandmann. Clearly. The video doesn't lie. Appearing to mock him. Longer, I don't know why they didn't revise this. I don't even know, I don't know what the deal is. Okay, an explainer in this whole situation last January. January what, 2020? No, okay, January 2019, okay. So I'm sure they've revised it by now. Longer video later emerged that showed protesters from the Black Hebrew Israelite sect provoking the incident, and Sandmann said that he and his classmates, quote, wanted to drown out the hateful comments that were being shouted at us. Yeah, interesting that they didn't continue on with that. The Black Hebrew Israelites who were spewing out their racist rhetoric. Remember calling the kids cracker and honky and whitey and all that kind of stuff. Which it's very interesting. Here's what I think about this. And me and Trish were talking about this before I went live. It's a very, I know people think that they're doing really good by being rich and all that kind of stuff, but you put a massive amount of money in anybody's hands, you got to be an extremely responsible, self-disciplined individual for that not to get away from you. Because, money and power and wealth and influence has a corrupting influence. That's why they say power corrupts and power corrupts absolutely. It absolutely does, unless you're ready for it, unless you've seasoned your heart and your spirit to be able to handle that kind of windfall. Little did Nick Sandmann know that when he was standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, he was holding a lottery ticket, and his lottery number has just come due with the defamation lawsuit settled against CNN for $250, now WAPO for $250, and he says he's got what? 2 down, 6 to go? CNN down, WAPO down. And he's got 6 to go. One of those apparently is Twitter. It's probably, ABC, NBC. He's got lawsuits all over the place. It's a very dangerous thing for anybody to get. Let's say you got $1 million, $10 million. For anybody to get that kind of money like that, you got to be very, very self-disciplined, or it will have a corrupting influence on you. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. So be careful, Nick Sandmann. That's a lot of money. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but I hope it doesn't corrupt your character. All right. So I told you we're going to talk about cardboard cutouts. I'm going to play this real quick. This is Kiki Hernandez apparently batting the first home run of the 2020 season. I don't know. I was just glancing at this. Let me make sure I got this. I want you to take a look in the background. Those aren't real people in the background. I thought they were at first, but somebody pointed them out saying, hey, this is our new normal. These are cardboard cutouts. This is what we've become. This is what they're trying to acclimate us toward. These are cardboard cutouts. Here we go. We'll watch the whole home run.
Complicated situation.
Look at
Very complicated.
just look at all the people. Aren't people. They're cardboard cutouts. Even up here in the upper stands. Lower, upper, all cardboard cutouts. Clearly.
I think like most, I think the Reds, the White Sox, the Padres.
Empty seats.
Hernandez, it's gone.
Now, I don't know where the cheering is coming from because there's nobody sitting in the seats, guys. You can hear the cheering. What did they do? Have a cheering on the loudspeaker? Is that what they did?
It's the White Sox,
Listen.
the Padres. Deep into the left field corner. Kike Hernandez, it's gone. Home run for Hernandez.
So they got
what a night for Kike.
fake people in the seats.
Fourth hit of the night and his first home run of the season.
Wait, okay, so yeah, wouldn't it be funny if all the cardboard cutouts had masks on? That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Talk about a psychological operation. It's like not only do we have cardboard cutouts, but we have cardboard cutouts all donning the mask that you all should be wearing. So they have fake people in the bleachers. For the most part, the stadium is empty, and they have fake cheers coming from a non-existent crowd. That's our reality today, guys. That's our reality, man. And I also wanted to play this. I don't care if you're for Trump or you're against Trump. This is just flat out frickin' hilarious to listen to Trump try to express how smart he is.
And I said, is there some kind of a test, an acuity test? And he said there actually is, and he named it, whatever it might be. And it was 30 or 35 questions. The first questions are very easy. The last questions are much more difficult, like a memory question. It's like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV. So they say, could you repeat that? So I said, yeah. So it's person, woman, man, camera, TV. Okay, that's very good. If you get it in order, you get extra points. And then 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes later, they say, remember the first question? Not the first, but the 10th question? Give us that again. Can you do that again? And you go person, woman, man, camera, TV. If you get it in order, you get extra points. They said nobody gets it in order. It's actually not that easy, but for me it was easy. And that's not an easy question. If you repeat them out of order, it's okay, but you know, it's not as good. But then when you go back about 20, 25 minutes later and they say, go back to that question. They don't tell you this. Go back to that question and repeat them. Can you do it? And you go, person, woman, man, camera, TV. They say, that's amazing. How did you do that? I do it because I have like a good memory, because I'm cognitively there.
So this is, of course, this is from Act Blue. Act Blue is who backs BLM. BLM is a Marxist socialist organization who wants to tear the country down. So of course they're against Trump. It's left versus right paradigm, dog and pony show. Guys, don't buy either side. Don't let them pigeonhole you into, if you're for Trump, you're against BLM and Act Blue and Joe Biden and the Democrats. If you're for the Democrats and Joe Biden and Act Blue and BLM, then you're against Donald Trump. What if you're against both of them? What if you don't want federal tyranny on the Donald Trump side, and you don't want BLM tyranny and Joe Biden tyranny on the other side? What if you just want to be free? You want to be a free man and a free woman. You want to mind your own business. You want to keep everything that you earned, that you went out to produce, so that you can produce a living, so that you can feed your family, clothe your family, put a roof over your family's head. What if you want that and you just want to be left alone? I don't want tyrants in my life. So yeah, this is Act Blue, and I'm not making fun of it because, here, look who posted this. I just realized who posted this. I keep posting his stuff for some reason. We've already exposed Brian Tyler Cohen, but check this out. What does he say up here? Oh my God, the entire ad is just Trump speaking. Brian Tyler Cohen. Brian Tyler Cohen has drank the Kool-Aid, just like Trumpians have drunk the Kool-Aid, just like Q has drunk the Kool-Aid. We already know, Trump gave a shout out to Ghislaine Maxwell. We know Ghislaine Maxwell's hooked in with pedophilia. Just a completely bizarre time we're living in right here. I wanted to play this guy right here because this guy is going hyper viral. Here's why. You're gonna find out real quick why he's going viral. Check this out.
All right, listen here, TikTok. This is what 30 years of hard work gets you. That's my truck right there, 2018 Ford F-150. As we come out here, you'll see my house. This is my house. That's my neighbor. That's my neighbor. That's my...
And the guy actually makes a good point. You can assent to good points. Whether you like his Trump hat or not, whether you're pro-Trump or not pro-Trump, whether you're pro Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden or whatever, what this guy is saying right here for the most part is true.
My neighbor, he's white, he's black. Over there, that guy's white. Over there, that guy works for the town of something or other. We all get along in this neighborhood. There's no such thing as white privilege. And if I would listen to those motherfucking Democrats, I'd be in the ghettos causing riots. But I'm not. I listen to myself, and I listen to what I want to do. And look at that right down there. That there's an American flag. This is what America's about. Stop listening to the liberal left and stop listening.
I love that, except for don't listen to the liberal left. The implication is with the Trump hat, you know, make America, what is that? Keep America great, Trump 2020. Except for that part, it's perfect. But when you inject a little bit, let's say you're a thirsty man. You just came in from a long day's work. You haven't had water all day, and somebody gives you some water, a gallon of pure water. And it's like, oh man, this is going to be great. And they go, wait a second, let me take the cap off and put a little bit of arsenic in it. What are you talking? Why would you do that? It's just a little bit of arsenic. The rest of it's going to be good. It's like, no part of it can be good when you add the arsenic. It's like this. Everything that he just said was good, but then you add the left versus right paradigm lie to it. You actually sprinkled in Zionist international bankers make everything all right. When you say Trump 2020, you're saying bankers 2020. When you say Joe Biden 2020, you're saying bankers 2020. They're both playing for the same team. We saw that last night when I played this. Here, I'll just go ahead and play it again. It's your eyes should literally pop out of your sockets when you hear Trump pay tribute. And I can't remember who gave me this last night, but your eyes, your heart should be beating in your chest. Your brow should be sweating. You should be infuriated at what you're about to hear Trump say right here. In light of the fact that during the debates, he said, yeah, to Hillary Clinton, if I was president, you'd be in jail. Well, guess what? He's been president for 3.5 years. I know we went over this last night, but this really bears repeating. He's been president for 3.5 years, and the Clintons are still not in jail. Would you ever say, I am honored to be in the presence of Hillary and Bill Clinton? Would you ever call for a standing ovation for Bill and Hillary Clinton? And I know what the Q crowd says. They go, oh, he's just doing this to set him up for the fall. No. Listen to what he says. Listen to what he says. Nobody in their right mind who has their heart fixed on justice and truth and righteousness and liberty, nobody says what Trump's about to say. They're not in jest. They're not joking around. You can call this 5D chess all you want, but listen to this.
There is something that I wanted to say, because I was very honored, very, very honored, when I heard that President Bill Clinton and Secretary Hillary Clinton was coming today, and I think it's appropriate to say, and I'd like you to stand.
I was very honored, and it's appropriate to say how honored I was. If they could just stand up, please, and let's get a standing ovation for them.
Stand up. I'd like you to stand up.
I'd like you to stand up for Bill and Hillary Clinton. Here's Bill right here. Here's Hillary right there. It's disgusting. Disgusting. You going to tell me they're not playing on the same team? Are you really going to sit there and tell me they're not playing on the same banker team? Listen to what Trump says now. Here's the coup de grace. All the pedos on stage, yeah. How many pedos are in that room? How many pedophiles are in that room, guys? Brian's hating on Q again. If only he knew I am Q, says Strata.
And honestly, there's nothing.
It's not hating on Q when you're telling the truth. Brian79 says Q is one huge low IQ psyop.
Thing more I can say, because I have a lot of respect for those two people. So thank you all for being here. And we're going to have 4 great years, hopefully of peace and prosperity. We'll be working very, very hard. Our cabinet's lined up and ready. I know eventually Chuck's going to approve them, I'm sure. I really believe it.
Chuck Schumer. I'm sure Chuck's going to approve them, I'm sure. Listen to this. We haven't even heard everything. Yeah, watch
that. And we're all dealing together. We all want the same thing. We're all good people.
We all want the same thing. We're all good people. He's putting Bill and Hillary Clinton and Chuck Schumer and everybody in that room in the same lump.
Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, doesn't make any difference. We're going to get along. Again, thank you very much. It's an honor.
It's actually true what Trump said. Listen.
Prosperity. We'll be working very, very hard. Our cabinet's lined up and ready. I know eventually Chuck's going to approve them, I'm sure.
Look at that guy. How many pedophiles are in this room? How many?
I believe that. And we're all dealing together. We all want the same thing. We're all good people. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, doesn't make any difference. We're going to get along.
You know what? That's true. They do all want the same thing. They want the decimation of the dollar, and they want to bring in the new world order with the new world Federal Reserve currency, the digital currency, the one world currency. That's what they're bringing in. Little did we know, this is on January 26, 2017. You can see that right there. Little did we all know they had it planned, because it's a planned, organized, partial shutdown of the U.S. economy in the second quarter, according to James Bullard from the St. Louis Federal Reserve. Little did we know that just 3 short years, 3 short years later, we would have a shutdown of the United States economy, that we'd all be wearing masks, that we'd all be social distancing, washing our hands 20 times a day, closing down businesses, sheltering in place, issuing mask mandates, getting ready for a vaccine. Little did we know. So if that doesn't infuriate you got to check for a pulse. You flatlined. You flatlined somewhere along the line. And you're drinking the Kool-Aid. You've checked yourself into the cult of personality. You're cemented in your cognitive dissonance. And you're listening to your own echo chamber. If you get something out of this content and you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do that is by liking this video and sharing it with everybody you can, everywhere you can on social media. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification icon so that whenever I upload a video, you're one of the first to see it. If you want to further support the channel, the Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and Subscribestar links are in the description below and in the pinned comment. Or you can grab one of these conversation-starting, hard-hitting designs that you can put on any shirt, hoodie, or mug from the shirt store, and that link is also in the description. Your purchase helps support more content on this channel. I will see you guys in the next heavily censored, shadow banned, and now 100% demonetized video.